Hey guys, welcome back to Speed vs. Rich, the YouTube channel. This is the last one. They played 4 times in a row. I think it's really good to look at a series like this and just see the changes and stuff. So if you look at the games that they've played, it looks like both of them kind of just randomize their play a little bit. In those games, I actually feel like a more solid standard approach has been taken by Rich, whereas Speed has gone a little bit further up the risk path, a little bit more on build order rotation, I guess. But yeah, we'll see if that continues here in game number 4. So right now, Rich actually leads 2-1, and realistically, the first game he was really far ahead in. So that goes to show you, and I was talking about this a couple days ago in that first video. You know, Rich, him not going for ASL it's sad because you're watching him against Speed right now, who is god tier. Like, Speed is doing so well, it's crazy. And Rich is like, yeah, it's not an issue. Like, he can absolutely beat him. So, anyways, we'll see what this game's looking like. If that trend continues, can Speed win another one here? Thank you guys for tuning in. And I do want to give a big thanks to everyone who has gone to the Patreon, patreon.com/Artosis. Really do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for the support. If you'd like to check that out, it is in the description below. And yeah, there you have it. Thank you much. Looks like we're going to have another gasless expand from Speed. It's interesting that he's doing this a couple times. I'm actually not too surprised because I think that maps like this play well into gasless expansions. So hear me out. So this is Deja Vu, and this is a 4-player map that has 12 bases and the 13th in the center. Okay, so maps like this, you're looking for a lot of power on 3 bases. If you look at other bases, other maps, look at Polypoid, look at not Radion as much. Radion's kind of in between. That's a map with 14 bases. Look at Vermeer. Okay, that's a 16 base map. Like, basically 16 base maps have a quadrant of 4 bases. This is a quadrant of 3 bases, which is like a very important difference. Okay, so if you look at the mini map here, this is your 3 base layout. Okay, and the 4th base for Terran could be here, or it could be like at another base, but those are very far away, so they're hard to kind of take care of, right? They're hard to end up getting. So when you have a map like this, where the 4th base is very hard to get, a build like Gasless Expansion, this jumps your macro forward a little bit, and you have a bigger army a little bit earlier on at the cost of no way to punish your opponent early on and no real early game interactions. So there's not like a way other than optimizing your build order and possibly defending your opponent attacking poorly. There's no other way for you to get yourself ahead. Whereas, let's say you open a factory expansion, maybe you get a mine in a great location and slow a base, maybe you put a little pressure on, maybe you get a quick drop ship, right? All those things are interactions that you could get ahead on. So you're skipping all those with this build in favor of getting more units. So on a map like this, where the 4th base is harder to get, you open up the possibility of an attack timing, but also the ability to try to move out onto the map to secure harder to get bases earlier on in the game. I hope that makes sense. I know that was kind of long-winded, but yeah, like, I think that's a reasonable way to choose the type of build order you want to do. You don't want to do it all the time like that, because if your opponent knows, they can just blindly counter you. But I think it's like Gasless Expansion would have I would put it at a higher percentage of usage on a map like Deja Vu. Okay. Rich. He just started his range. He's already got his Nexus going, of course. He's got his robotics up. Shuttle on the way. Going to go directly into that Reaver play, no doubt. The Reaver has been doing very well for him. In 3 of the games so far, he's gone... Well, in 2 of the games so far, he went for an early Reaver that did a lot of damage. And that's what he's looking for here once again. So right now we have the double add-on. And getting the Vulture speed, it looks like we're definitely going to have speed. Try to put on like a little bit of pressure here. Engineering Bay on the way. And yeah, here come the mines. Of course, over on Rich's side, we have the shuttle speed as well as the range upgrade. Throwing down the missile turrets. Okay, so you can definitely notice that this is a more comprehensive turret setup. He might put one up in this general area. It could be anywhere in here. And that would be a solid turret. Yep, there it is. So see, here, here, here. And then he's got one here, and he's going to put one here. So this is him saying, no more Reavers, Rich. This is a full turret ring. It is basically perfectly shaped, like perfectly ranged, where no matter where you would try to fly in, you'll get hit by missiles, right? So, like, it becomes a one-way trip if you go in, generally. Sometimes with speed, you can find a location, like shuttle speed. Like, if there's nothing spotting, he does have this spotting, but it's not all the way to the edge. So, like, maybe there's a world in which he could get in and get out here. But look, you know, he'll probably end up making a Goliath once he has the, you know, the armory and everything, and then it really becomes that one-way trip. So yeah, very nice turret ring. Speed uninterested in taking any more damage from these early Reavers. He does have some speed vultures running around, laying some mines in some key locations. Definitely wants to slow his opponent from taking a base. This base, not very popular. It's kind of easy for Terran to just make a ton of units and push that down. eBay just kind of checking out this area. And look, he's got a second row missile turret here because he knows that this is probably the weakest area. And in fact, that's where Rich is going to fly. He's going to go right over 2 missile turrets and into a third. So he's going to lose this shuttle almost certainly. Oh, wow. He actually avoids this one, so that's good. Very, very low health. Like, you could send Marines up to kill this. And in fact, that's that's exactly what he's going to do. Yeah, that's definitely something you got to be able to do there, is throw out your Marines to be able to get it. Now, he's going to try to target the Marines, perhaps. Oh, no, he lost the Reaver. So the Marines will end up getting the kill. All right, that did not do that well for Rich, honestly. Speed has to be pretty happy. He shuts that down pretty easily. He's up in workers right now. There's no third base for Rich. Rich just started that third base. This is definitely a position where I would consider advantage speed. And he throws down command center double factory. I think that's actually perfect. I love that he actually went the command center super, super fast here. I think that this is underrated right now. Even if you don't fly it out right away, you make it. And, like, you'll take it as soon as you know that you can. And since his opponent already spent that much, it's like, oh, yeah, his powering on gates might be slow. Like, speed might be able to go land this almost right when it finishes. It's a possibility. And if he can't, that's okay, because he's powering up his factories now. And he'll be able to relatively soon after that. Looking over at Rich's side of the map, we are up to 4 gates. Getting his observers going, some more shuttle and Reaver. He does have that secondary gas. Third base is almost warped in, does have his pylon wall as well. This is going to be a very intense game in this area. So right now, Rich is standing here, and I guarantee you he'll bring the Reavers over and try to slow the push out. You can see that already this is like an important thing where Speed is trying to figure out, okay, how do I take that third base as quickly as possible? Because as he gets his third base and really macros up well, and this is great from Rich to deny that turret and kill the SCV, but as soon as he has his third base up, he's going to power super hard. And by the way, okay, only 1 kill, so there looks like maybe there was 1 probe down there. Does try to get a little bit of harassment done, but doesn't really do too much. But yeah, let me try to finish this thought now. Once he gets his third base up, and you can see this is floating, it's ready, he's going to macro super heavy, and it'll be like basically pushing from here to here, and then from here to here, and then the game will start to fall apart for Rich. So Rich needs to really contest. I don't think he'll contest this area much because it's really hard to contest. Like, maybe make him siege a couple times with the Reaver. But he'll contest this like crazy. Because once Terran is situated up here, the push to this location does not take long, and then going down the ramp to kill this is not that hard. So right now we have 7 factories, with the 7th factory about to finish at least. Clearing some of these spider mines. Lots of Dragoons. These two siege tanks on the high ground, really a bit of a problem. Oh, I'm not sure about this, Rich. Not so sure about this. Okay, he kills 2 of the tanks right away. Now, he does drop onto the high ground there. The thing is, he doesn't have anything to suck up the shots up here. Okay, he kills the high ground. And that was good targeting. He actually focus fired down the Reaver with one of the low ground tanks. I'm not that big a fan of this from Rich, but I'm not a complete anti-fan either. He might be able to sell me on what he did here, but that was a pretty steep trade. I feel like speed right now, if he adds a 3rd add-on, he's going to be feeling good. Now, it looks like he might actually do something even more aggressive. So there's 8 gates right now, and he's insta-pushing. So he's laying a few mines down. He actually has these Goliaths here, and it looks like he just wants to get in and bust up this 3rd immediately. He's going to land his own 3rd in this time, so this is, like, the position he's in. If this gets broken, I think Rich is just going to win. This might be too aggressive from speed. And look at this. Rich is actually, like, being very smart, getting right on top of the siege tanks. He got rid of the siege tanks. Now, the pylons are very close to breaking, so he can run in here and kill off probes. And that, I mean, that's where you start to get into a position where you can definitely win this game as speed. Speed is down 14 workers right now, but he does have a 3rd base mining. He's trying to get rid of this base. Yeah, it seems like Speed's attack is doing very well at this moment. Oh, man. And with more vultures running in, I guess he does load up a couple DTs that could catch Speed off guard a little bit, but it looks like he has 4 scans right now, so unlikely that it'll do too much. All right, gonna drag some mines in. And actually, the DT doing a good job there. Going after that tank. Still just sitting on the 7 factories. I think if he... Yeah, I think Speed basically has this, and I think adding more factories here would be great. Like, it looks like he wants to go towards upgrades, perhaps. Getting a starport there, getting a 2nd armory. But, like, at this point, he's so close to killing this base. This is why you kind of don't want to take this base, is because this push comes really quick. Now, Rich did make the funny decision to kind of attack in, and he did kill a ton of tanks. But as I said, I'm like, I'm not so sure about that one. And I'm still not sure. I know in this particular game, Rich ends up losing, and the counterattack instantly from Speed is what gets it. And in fact, both of his games were basically Rich overextends slightly, and then Speed counterattacks viciously and wins. Like, that was both of the wins out of the 4 games. Those are the 2 Speed wins. Well, I'm assuming this is a win. It's impossible to see Speed losing this game. Like, he is so far ahead right now. He's laying mines all around these Dragoons. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what it felt like there as well. GG. I think it's worth the time to invest in expanding elsewhere other than this base for Protoss. Just in general. Map layouts like this, you want to avoid that base until much later in the game. All right, that does it. So I guess their final score was 2-2. Let me know what you guys think. Who actually played better in this series? Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.